years old, hung around with this guy. He had a 36 Plymouth coupe. Big suckers, you know. Remember, that's how we got caught. A guy needed a 1949 Ford bumper. We tell the guy at 3 o'clock in the morning in the parking lot. LAPD. This driveway. So we're running this way with the bumper, you know. Finally, we just dropped the bumper. Can you imagine 3 o'clock in the morning? Clang! But that's how they caught our ass, you know. Then took me home and they called my house and my mother says, keep him. You know? But Mama, it's me. Keep him, you know. Then my dad came down. Then, you know, I said, your son does this again, he's going to reform school, you know. Okay, so.
How bad you get beat?
Huh?
How bad you get beat?
Hey, we got beat bad in the reform school. Got rubber hose. Of course, now you can't even do this.
Nope.
They got it made now. Shit. Okay, like it came over my house, but there was thieving going on since I was number one on the list. Me and my guys, yeah. Said, have you got a garage here? Yes, I have, but I don't use it, you know. And the cop said, can we look in it? I said, sure. I had tires, bumpers, hubcaps. That's on this big moon hubcaps with popular.
Don't you wish you had all those parts now?
My dad told the cops, can I have them for about 5 minutes? They said no. Then I spent 2 years in reform school in LA. You know where the 5 is? Well, it wasn't there before, the 5. Mm-hmm. Used to be 99, go all the way through there, and then when they built the 5, see what these reform schools was with these old 2- and 3-story houses, you know. That's what the reform school. Shit, their fucking fence must have been 3 miles up in the air. We slept there. Then we go home on the weekend. My folks was, you know, they were the guardian, you know. And then they bring us back Sunday night, you know. And then I decided I better join the service. But when I first started this mechanic stuff, when we first moved here from Hawaii, we lived next door to a garage, and they had a race car, you know. And every day when I got off of school, I did my chores, and I sold newspapers on the corner. Then you turn the money in, but then you got money back, you know. I used to pass by this car lot that had 31 Model A coupe. I used to give them down. Then I'd go to next to this garage and hang around there, and then finally the guy says, you want a job? I said, yeah, you know. Start cleaning tools. And later on, he said, you want to be a mechanic? And I said, yeah, you know. I said, okay, tear this car apart. The car ran good, you know. Take care, Moss.
See you, Bill. Have a good weekend.
As you is. And car ran beautiful. He said, tear it apart. I said, okay. He said, I didn't know nothing about it. I had all the tools though. When I took it off, I put this part here, just like this, you know. And he says, okay, put it back together. So and it ran. He said, you're a mechanic. Then later on during the year, you showed me all about miking this and miking that, you know. But that's how I got started in the mechanic stuff.
And racing?
And then I decided I wanted to build a dragster. Bought me a Model A, the frame, just the frame. And you know your horns go down like this in the front. So what I did, I turned it upside down so that the car would be lower to the ground. Took all the cross members out, brought the frame in a little bit. You didn't have a welder, so I just drilled and bolted everything, you know.
Oh, shit.
Except for the rear end, I had to have some plates welded on so I could bolt it to the frame. That's when the rear end was wide.
Yeah.
And that was my first dragster, you know. Built a suicide front end, and it with a regular Model A axle, you know, but it lowered to the ground because the frame was upside down, you know. That's how I got started.
Most people just.
One barrel carburetor, you know. 97 carburetor. Took it out there to Vacaville when I helped design that track in Vacaville.
That's a nice track.
It was just a drag strip, and then they built a
The road course.
road course, yeah. Vacaville Raceway, they used to call it. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
I've asked guys around there, they never heard of it, you know. I said, have you ever heard of Capital Speed Shop? They said no. That was one of the oldest speed shops in Northern California, Capital. And then in Hayward, Vic Hubbard Speed Shop.
Yep.
Yeah. And terrible Ted Catelli in San Francisco.
That's still there.
Are they? Yeah, every time they used to come down south, they used to call him Terrible Ted Catelli. Then they had the guys from Bakersfield, Ridge Rock Boys or something like that.
Yeah. Ridge Route Terrace.
Yeah.
Warren, Coburn, and Miller.
Yeah, yeah.
I heard people would just not run at the track when they showed up.
Yeah, I ran at Bakersfield. They ran by the Smokers Club. Wasn't NHRA or AHRA or nothing. It was just smokers. That was a good meet. I had a blower pop on me there. I think I told you that, didn't I? Bakersfield. Going down a fucking course, you know, and all of a sudden the blower. Pooh! Here comes the blower coming towards me. You know, I thought he was going to turn sideways, but it didn't. It just kept coming. I put my head, I pulled the chute, it went crack! Cracked my fucking helmet, you know. Everybody's wondering when I stopped. He said, how come Bill will get out and push it out of the way? You know, they come out there, I was out colder than hell.
Shit.
That blower sitting on my lap, you know. That was really something. Another time at Bakersfield too. Had some guy helping me when I adjust the valves. He said, I'll put the heads on. I said, valve covers on. I said, okay. Usually I check it, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going halfway down, it had oil. At first I thought it was water in my goggles, you know. I went like this and it was oil. So what I did, when I pulled my goggles down, I went like this, you know. And I was heading towards the guardrail, I saw the guardrail. I saw that line on this side of me, which was supposed to be on this side of me. And I go, whoa, I turned her over this way, and then I ran over the trap lights, you know. And then that's what happened, I didn't check that valve covers, you know.
Not bolted on all the way, or
Huh?
he didn't bolt them on, or just.
Yeah, it was on, but it wasn't tight, you know. But you know, your spark plugs, that's what keeps the valve covers in there. Something I said, Daddy trying to get Bill's ass killed, you know. Yeah, that was, hey, let me tell you, that was the good old days, man. Have you ever been to that, in the Saturday drag racing?
Yeah. I was at the Hot Rod reunion.
Huh?
I was at the Hot Rod reunion.
Last time I went one was over there in, damn it, I can't remember what the hell the name is. It's like you're going to, before you get to Bakersfield. It was over before you come over to Ridge Rock. Coming down to 90, the 5, and then went that way.
Oh, LA County Raceway?
Huh?
LA County Raceway? In Palmdale?
Yeah, Palmdale. Yeah, that's right. That's the last one I went to. That's when I saw Art Crispin there. It was nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to Stonewood Cook and got on it. Then later on I said, hey, how come you didn't get on it, man? He said, Bill, we were young and stupid then, remember? Now we're smart. We just do half pass. Which was the truth, you know. There was at Lions when Jack Crispin drove for the spaghetti vendors. It was Italian guys on the top fuel car. All night the car vibration. But they finally got it fixed. Then they went to Pomona the next day, Sunday. They all went out there. I was with Paul Nicolini. He had a top fuel guy. I went with him, and Colburn drove for Nicolini. And we watched Jack Crispin go, and the car was perfect Saturday. Got it when he took off, and halfway down something happened, you know, and the chute opened and everything. And everybody said, how come you didn't get out and push the car that way? We got out there, you see blood on the track. Rear end broke loose. You made that third member going like this, castrated his ass.
Ouch.
And we got there, you know, blood all over the fucking. That's when they call him Iron Man Crispin. When I seen him at a hospital, he said, well, I can't fuck anymore, but I still can eat. You know? Hey, that's the way it used to be, you know. Like, you know, in your blower scoop, especially the Hillborns, you know, you couldn't do it on the Enderleys. But the Hillborns, you got that scoop in there, you know, some guys that finger in there, you know, or fuck you or fuck off or something. Girls used to look in there. But now everything is sanitary.
Yeah. Oh, they still got the girls.
Sometimes we see some girls walking in the pit, you know, we go, hey, do you think she's stock or she's been bored out, you know? Or you see broads walking around with big tits, you know, it says, yeah, those look like 59 Cadillac bumper guards, you know?
Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, it was, man. You know this Tom McMillan I told you with the roadster?
Mm-hmm.
That son of a bitch never worked. His mother-in-law worked and his wife worked. He never worked. I said, how in the hell do you get all these money to beautiful roadsters, you know? And he's been in every hot rod magazine. Well, my wife works and my mother-in-law works, and I just go out looking for parts. Get parts I need this house, you know.
So that's the way to do it.
Then finally one day they had a roadster show in L.A. with all the roadsters. His wife caught him in a motel with a broad, you know. And then they were fucking divorced, you know. She took everything he had, man. Then he went, have you ever heard of that Chopper magazine?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he started that. He used to have motorcycles too. He lived out in Palm Springs. He used to have motorcycles and hot rods set there around the swimming pool. Then him and his new wife flew back east to some hot rod show and got in a plane crash. That fucking Tom, I'm telling you. He'd say, I'd fuck a snake if I can find a hole.